Hello everyone. Tom is with you. In this video you will see a beginner's tutorial on how to hatch chicken eggs according to our recommendations. As you can see, there are eggs on the table. These are Cobb 500 breed broiler eggs, and we will hatch them with this incubator. Also, we recommend spraying the eggs with disinfectant liquid before placing them in the incubator. Why do we need this? To prevent bacteria inside the incubator that can harm our eggs. If the eggs are clean, it is not necessary to disinfect them, but if they are dirty, it is. Here, I have a sheet for hatching hen eggs. We will hatch according to this sheet and show what we do every day, so that you get the best possible results. You can always download these sheets from our website www.intojon.lt in the instructions section. Now we will put that instruction away. You are already familiar with how to put the eggs in these trays, but I am going to put them in another way, without the tab. This way more eggs will fit. Because there are 120 eggs in here, of course, we can't fit that many. With the tabs, it will fit a little less. You've already seen how we put the eggs in, so we're going to skip that step in this video. Here, all the eggs are in. As I said, I put them without tabs, but I put them in one tray on the side, leaving the tabs. The reason for this is that if there are empty eggs and the tray gets emptier, I will be able to separate the remaining area. Now we take the disinfectant liquid and spray liberally so that the eggs are wet. And if the incubator has already warmed up, we can put the eggs inside straight away. We do the same with the second tray. The rest of the work is that we now have to set all the parameters according to our hatching manual. I will take a closer look. First of all, when we put the eggs in, we have to zero the days, so that there are zeros next to the days parameter. I have already mentioned how to do this. Just hold the up and down arrows at the same time, the zeros will appear. Once the zeros appear, we move on to temperature. In our chart we have shown, for the first 2 days the temperature should be 38 degrees. This is the first temperature we set. We press and hold the set button. Using the arrows, we set the temperature to 38 degrees. Press the set button to move on to the next parameter. The humidity must be 55%, and ventilation every 60 minutes. After setting everything, we just leave it until you hear a beep and the parameter is automatically saved. Once again, I will mention that we do everything as it is written in the hatching instructions. That leaves one last job. Once we have set all the parameters, we turn on the automatic turning, and the eggs are tilted to one side. After an hour or so, they will turn the other way. As I mentioned in the previous video, the eggshell thermometer sensor does not need to be attached yet. It will need to be fitted approximately 5 to 6 days before hatching. As I mentioned, I put the eggs in a different way. So I have left some separations in order to put more eggs in the incubator. Well, now we just have to wait for the results. And what we do we will show. It's been 2 days. Let's take a look and see for ourselves. It's been 2 days and 25 minutes. According to this chart, it's time to change the temperature. We have to make the temperature 37.8 degrees. There is no need to change the humidity and ventilation settings. So what do we do? In the window where the temperature is displayed, we press and hold the set button until one of the parameters starts flashing. The temperature flashes. We lower it to 37.8 degrees. That's it. We leave it. A few seconds will pass and after the beep the parameter will be saved. That's it. There is one more recommendation for RoboCipa 100 and RoboCipa 200 incubators. Replace the trays from time to time. We recommend doing this every 3 to 4 days, but since I have now come to change the parameters, I will also change the trays at the same time. The reason for this is that there is still some temperature difference, so in order to ensure that the chicks develop equally in the eggs, we will switch them around. We place the trays in a horizontal position. There, we have swapped places. If necessary, we add more water. And the next time we meet will be when we need to candle the eggs and remove the unfertilized ones. We'll replace them with the ones I've added at the bottom of the incubator, because they didn't all fit in the trays. We will replace them instead of unfertilized or dead eggs. We are continuing the hatching process. Well, it's been 6 days. Today we will perform an ovoscopy on the eggs. The first ovoscopy should be done between day 6 and 8 of incubation. We will remove unfertilized or dead eggs. I will show you a closer look at how we will select and remove the unsuitable eggs. The egg check looks like this. We attach candler or flashlight and watch. Alive. Empty. Alive. 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 We need to replace this empty, unfertilized egg. The unfertilized egg shines like a light bulb. No blood vessels visible. We will replace that egg with a live one, where you can see the blood vessels. Empty. Empty. Alive. 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 And this is what a dead egg looks like. You can see that it has stopped developing because there is a blood ring. Alright, we're done checking eggs. You saw how we did it. And I can tell you, the fact is that we got pretty poor quality eggs. a lot of eggs were unfertilized. Out of 120 eggs, 34 eggs are unfertilized. That is a pretty bad result. We will film how things develop further. So now I have overlaid the eggs and only half of the eggs are left in the top basket. So I have put a metal separation strip on the back so that I can continue hatching with 2 trays. Of course I will replace the trays. Now the one that was on top is on the bottom and the one that was on the bottom is now on top. As I said, today is day 6. According to the instructions, nothing needs to be changed. We leave it as it is. Why is it necessary to candle eggs and remove unfertilized or dead eggs? Due to the fact that they spoil and bacteria penetrate through the pores of the egg, which can infect other eggs. Bacteria in a developing egg can affect the bird's development or even kill it. Out of all these unfertilized eggs, there were some that died in the early stage. But they died because the eggs were not of good quality. For example, this egg has a dotted, wrinkled shell. It is not standard. Same for this egg. It is not a standard shape. All others are unfertilized. It is now day 6. You will meet me when we need to change the parameters. Here comes day 11. As we can see in the hatching instruction, from day 11 onwards we have to keep the temperature at 37.6 degrees and the humidity as it is 55%. And to ventilate every 30 minutes. We press the set button. We hold it down. The temperature setting starts flashing. We reduce it to 37.6 degrees. We press the set button. We don't need to change the humidity. We press the set button again until the ventilation parameter starts flashing. We use the arrow to reduce the ventilation time to 30 minutes. Now the parameters are as follows. Temperature 37.6 degrees. Humidity 55%. Ventilation every 30 minutes. Day 18 of incubation has arrived. We need to raise the humidity, lower the temperature, and tape the eggshell thermometer sensor. The eggshell thermometer sensor can be taped earlier, 2 days earlier, so that you can see the temperature of the eggshell earlier. You can adjust the incubator air temperature according to the temperature of the eggshell. This is advisable because the shell temperature cannot be higher than 38.5 degrees. 38 is ideal, but try not to exceed 38.4 degrees. Above 38.5 degrees it is already possible to harm the chicks and they may die before hatching. Because they can overheat. And they can overheat because they give off a lot of heat during the hatching period, because they are fully developed. They get very warm inside and if it's too hot in the incubator they just die. I made a windbreak out of Paralon. You can make it out of foam too. And I use this sticky tape because it sticks best. It is more important to protect the sensor from the airflow from below, to accurately display the temperature. We switch off the automatic turning. Place the trays in a horizontal position. Remove the tray. Be sure to choose an egg that is developing. Place the sensor between the paralon. Press and stick. It is very important to tape the bottom well to prevent airflow. That's it. No airflow through the bottom here. If it gets in through the top, it's no big deal. Put it back between the eggs. We need to raise the humidity. Pull out a piece of foam. Place the ventilator in the center of the water container, and we push the water container into the middle of the incubator. We put the tray with the eggs back in. Attach the eggshell thermometer sensor. You will immediately see on the display of the controller that the temperature of the eggshell is displayed. Obviously, the temperature will rise because as the air warms up, the eggshell will also warm up more. Now we need to set the humidity, which will need to be raised to 65%. And we reduce the temperature to 37.2 degrees. Also, we change the ventilation time to 15 minutes. We have to change 3 parameters. We press and hold the set button. We reduce the temperature. For now I will reduce it by 0.2 degrees. We raise the humidity and reduce the time between ventilations. We have changed all the parameters. We have changed the temperature, we have changed the humidity, and we have changed the ventilation time. As I said, I have so far reduced the temperature to 37.4 degrees. But you need to monitor the temperature of the eggshell. If the shell temperature rises above 38.5 degrees, the incubator temperature needs to be reduced to 37.2 degrees. The most important thing is not to have too high temperature. Everything is written at the bottom. That's it. On the 20th day of incubation, we will put the lids on the tray. And now let's turn off the automatic turning and wait to see how many chicks hatch. Today is the 19th day of incubation. Today we will put the lids on the trays. We will increase the humidity and lower the temperature to 37.2 degrees. Because I don't see the point in lowering it more than that. Because the temperature of the eggshell is 38 degrees. We will also have to reduce the ventilation time. Now we will disconnect the eggshell thermometer sensor from the egg. Put the lid on. Raise the humidity. Lower the temperature and the ventilation time. We will place the eggs in a horizontal position. If there is room, remove a few eggs from the full tray and reposition to make more room. Since this tray has been on top for a longer time, we put it on the bottom. We close it. We lower the temperature and raise the humidity. I did 75%. Now we have to wait for the results. We'll see how we did and how many chickens have hatched. Our hatching is over. Now I will share the results. We have done everything as indicated in the hatching instruction. In the last few days we monitored the temperature of the eggshell. As we have seen, the temperature of the eggshell was not higher than 38 degrees. Therefore, we kept the temperature in the incubator at 37.2 degrees for the last days. The humidity was 75%. Result: 80 chicks hatched from the 83 eggs. We have 80 healthy chicks. You have seen the pictures. 3 chicks did not hatch. Those 3 eggs are here. And eggshells that are in bags. One of the chicks died around the 10th to 12th day of incubation because the chick inside is not fully developed. The other egg died between the 18th and 20th day of incubation. When I checked, I suspected that it had died. One chick, sadly, died after only slightly breaking through the shell. Something just happened that it didn't hatch. The bottom line is that out of 83 eggs, 80 chicks hatched. That is 96%. We did everything we could to make it better. The eggs were bought from a poultry farm. They were 1-2 days old at most. The eggs were clean, but we disinfected them anyway. We also disinfected the incubator before hatching. And we just did everything as the instructions said. We did our best to hatch as many chicks as possible. We bought clean eggs, they were recently laid. Since they were bought from a poultry farm, this means that the birds were fed with very good feed in order to keep the eggs healthy. There were no related flocks of birds. And the incubator did what it was supposed to do. But we did our best to meet expectations and hatch as many chicks as possible. Maybe with this video I have helped you and explained how to hatch correctly with our incubator. I tried to show every time what we do, how we do the temperature, humidity, ventilation. Now it's time to clean the incubator again. Blow the shells with a compressor. If you don't have one, clean it with a cloth. Be sure to disinfect everything: fans, water bowl, trays, lids. Everything must be disinfected. And even inject disinfectant into the working ventilator, which is at the top with the spray bottle. So that it gets on the heating element. That's it. Clean, disinfect and hatch. Tom was with you, and bye.